Welcome back everyone. This is June 2023 and you are watching Premium PYQ 2.0 and this is part number 2. Now, this is our question number 31 and it is telling you about which therapeutic approach to counseling is based on the premise you are the architect of your life. First of all, this topic is from your unit number 9 called as Developmental Psychology. Here they have considered the therapy as well and the counseling as well. Okay. But what is most important for you are these four approaches: Gestalt, Existential, Adlerian, and Reality. Okay. Now, which therapeutic approach to counseling is based on the premise you are the architect of your life? If you have ever studied about this thing, about existentialism, then you would be able to guess it correctly, and that is our correct option over here, option number second. For existentialism, what does it mean? Just remember, I have told you about rolome. Okay, rolome, what I told you, meaning for life and all those things. Okay, so what does it implies? It implies that you are the architect of your life. If you have meaning in your life, then you will be able to achieve great things. Okay, now see, in psychology there we have multiple types of therapy, but as of now we are here to read only four. Gestalt therapy. If you can remember correctly, I have told you who has given this, given by Fritz Perls and Laura Perls. Okay, I have told you this already. Fritz Perls and Laura Perls. Existentialism by Friedrich Nietzsche. I hope you have heard this name before in your life. Friedrich Nietzsche and Soren Kierkegaard. Okay, Soren Kierkegaard, and make sure that you understand these names because you will find one more PYQ coming up shortly based on these two names. Okay, so whenever you will find existentialism, what name you will associate? Friedrich Nietzsche and Soren Kierkegaard as well. Now Adlerian, pretty obviously it would be Alfred Adler. Okay, and this reality therapy is given by whom? It is given by William Glasser. Glasser or Glasser, Glasser, William Glasser. It is reality therapy is given by William Glasser. Don't worry, you will find questions just on this basis only. Okay, so what is the correct answer? Correct answer is your option number second, existentialism. In Gestalt therapy, we have a technique called as empty chair technique. Okay, called as the empty chair technique. And this reality consists of five types of needs. Don't worry, you will find that question as well. Okay, now let's move forward to next question for the day, and that is our this question: late adulthood. Now here for the very first time in NTA UDC net history, this question is coming from your what age? Coming from old age. Okay, in particular late adulthood, approximately around 60 years of age, often involves a gradual withdrawal from the world on physical, psychological, and social levels. Which theory supports this? Okay. So now what you are going to do over here is, if you can read simple basic English also, you will be able to solve this particular question. Okay. Just basis on that, you will be able to solve this question. How? Late adulthood often involves a gradual withdrawal. What does withdrawal means? To back off. Okay. So with this word back off or with this word withdrawal, which of the following is the most associated? You can do this thing. Okay. There are only two options, either disengagement theory or either it can be selective isolation theory. Okay. But we are talking about the old age properly, old age and the late adulthood. Around 40 or 50 years of age, you will find you will lose interest in the physical activities, no more running, no more swimming. In the psychological activities, you would not want anything based on psychology, studies and all those things, and social level as well. You would want yourself and your parents and your family only. Okay, not more social and society things you will be doing. So for that, what would be the appropriate thing? Appropriate thing would be very simply option number one, disengagement theory. Okay. So now let's see, these all theories are what? These all theories are your theories of adulthood, late adulthood and old age. Okay. Disengagement theory, activity theory, continuity theory and selective isolation theory. See, what does this name selective isolation suggest? What does this name suggest? This name suggests that, okay, you will isolate but only selectively. Okay. It is pretty common sense selective isolation theory. So now in late adulthood, what you will do? You will do withdrawal from these activities very selectively. Wherever you want to go, you will go. Where you don't want to go, you will not go. Okay. Continuity theory is to keep doing what you are doing. Activity theory is also somewhat similar like continuity theory, that okay, you are doing activities to keep yourself healthy. Okay. There is a long saying like this, that if you want to live longer and have good health in longer period of time in your old age, late adulthood as well, so what you need to do, you need to be active. Okay, so you will find some old age people taking parts in the that processions and that utsav and all those things happening in India. So why they are doing? Because of the activity theory. But What is the correct answer over here? Correct answer is your option number first, disengagement theory. Because what is does disengagement theory means? It means gradual withdrawal from the world on physical, psychological and social levels. Now next time what will happen? They will ask you about activity maybe, continuity maybe, or selective isolation maybe. So you have to be well prepared that whenever we are talking about a gradual withdrawal from the world on physical level as well, psychological level as well and social level, on the three levels this is happening, we will refer to as the disengagement theory. Okay, this is a theory of your old age or late adulthood. Okay, so I hope you will remember all these now what is happening over here. Now one more which I want to include also over here, where we discussed about this reality therapy by William Glasser, and he wrote this book around 1965. All right, so they can ask you around like this thing also, who has written the book on reality therapy? William Glasser, 1965. Okay, and he has also given you choice therapy as well. Okay, so choice therapy is also proposed by given by this William Glasser. Okay, now let's move ahead and solve another question, that is our, see over here you have to understand some principles. Simple skills develop in infants separately and independently and later develop into more complex skills. It is a prime example of what? It is a prime example of your option number 3, principle of hierarchical integration. Okay, there is no rocket science over here. You have to understand this. Simple skills develop in infants separately and independently and later develop into more complex skills. So if I say that you have to hold a pen, you can hold it very easily, but how an infant will hold? Firstly, his fingers has to work, then next thing his or her thumb has to work. Okay, know how it moves those fingers for the infant I am telling you right now. Then what he will do, and later he will integrate these things and develop into a more complex skills for the holding of pen. Okay, so how you start running? Once you are born, firstly you learn to stand up. Okay, then you learn to walk, then you learn to walk fast and it comes out as a running. Okay, so this is the procedure and it is called as the principle of hierarchical integration. If you will, what I just explained, just read it very slowly. Principle, okay, there will be some law, there's some principles of hierarchical. What is hierarchy? Firstly, how to move fingers, then how to, what is the use of thumb, then how I will hold a pen. Firstly, how I will stand up, then how I will walk, then how I will run. Okay, so what, it is a hierarchy, zero level, level 1, level 2, and you will start doing your level up. Okay, and integration, what you are doing there, you are adding all these things to make a more complex skills. Okay, so correct option is your principle of hierarchical integration over here. Okay, I hope you got this concept, and this is simple concept, just get this as it is. Okay, don't worry about this thing in particular. What is principle of hierarchical integration? Firstly, simple skills will develop in infants separately and independently, and after that, it will develop in more complex skills. Now, what is this proximo-distal principle and what is this cephalocaudal principle is more important for you. Okay, so while you were a baby, how your body develops. Okay, physically, how you have developed. We will talk about this thing in particular. So, proximo-distal means from inside. Okay, let's say this is a baby. Okay, this is a small baby. This is a small baby. Okay, so what does proximo-distal means? Proximo-distal means you will have this thing development from where? From the inside, from the center to the periphery. Okay, you will have get hold of this thing particular, firstly the center, then in the peripheries you will have the, we can say the, what, you have the command. Okay, firstly on the center portion of your body, then lately on your peripheries. Okay, so firstly you will learn how to remove, not remove, how to move your head or neck. Okay, how to give this motion for your head or neck. After that you will learn how to move your fingers. Why? Because firstly this area, then later on the peripheries. This is called as the proximo-distal principle. This is called as the proximo-distal principle. But now when I talk about cephalocaudal, I will change the color of the pen. When I call the cephalocaudal, what does cephalocaudal means? Your growth will start from top to bottom. Your growth will start from top to bottom. Okay, top to bottom your growth will start. So these are three very important principles. They can ask you again. It is more likely that this PYQ can get repeated again sooner. Okay. So now you know three of them. What is proximo-distal, what is cephalocaudal, and what is principle of hierarchical integration. To remember this thing in particular, what you can do is, see what does proxim means. What does proxim means? Proxim means near. We have already studied. We have studied, or you would have studied this thing while you were learning Gestalt principles of visual organization. Okay, similarity, law of proximity. So what does law of proximity means? What is near? Okay, So what is near to your body? Firstly, the center portion is near. Okay. Then distal means far away or longer way. Okay, far away or long from us. What is long? These hands are long from your center portion. So it is called as the proximo-distal. If you can remember, we have discussed telencephalon, diencephalon. So what does cepha mean? Cepha or cephalo means? Cephalo means around your head, and caudal might be meaning your feet or foot. Okay. So this is your top to bottom development, and this is your center to periphery development. That is why first of all you will get hold of CNS, then after you will get hold of PNS and all those things. See, everything is linked if you study properly, right? Let's move. See, PYQ repeat. I have told you this is a PYQ repeat. Which of the following is not correct about REBT? First of all, as soon as you read this REBT, which name comes to your mind? If it is coming, it's very good. If not, revise properly the previous videos. The question is asking you which of the following is not correct. Okay, we have to identify which of the following is not correct. PYQ repeat, yes, guarantee 100% PYQ repeat, but in a different format. REBT, rational emotive behavior therapy. Rationality will come, emotion will come, and behavior will come. Three things will come. Aims to help individuals think clearly, feel appropriately, and act effectively. Okay. So see, the full form, they have given the sentence in the way of full form. See, think clearly. What does it mean to be rational? Okay. Then feel appropriately. What does it mean? Emotion. And act effectively. What does it mean? Behavior. So this statement is going to be 100% correct. REBT uses the ABC theory. We have discussed in PYQ as well. Okay, active behavioral consequences. That thing, theory of personality to identify client problem. Yes, the focus of the therapist is on the feelings and behavior of individual, then on the incident that induce the negative feelings. Okay, and REBT aims at a combination of philosophical change with cognitive, emotional, and behavioral strategies. So cognitive will come, rational, emotional is coming, and behavior. See, this statement is almost the similar. Okay, just some words are changed. So now if you know that REBT will use these strategies pretty obviously, that's why its name is rational emotive behavior therapy. All the statements are correct, but what they are asking you is not correct. Not correct is your option number 3 is the correct answer over here. The focus of the therapist is on the feelings and behavior of the individual, then on the incident that induce the negative feelings. It is not a correct statement about REBT. Okay. So now what you will note REBT and you will note all these three statements for your well being. Okay. Let's move forward. See again a PYQ repeat. Which of the following is correct about the impact of stress on immune system of an individual? See if you can apply common sense plus the knowledge you have gained from PYQ videos. It's enough. That much is enough. Why? Which of the following is correct about the impact of stress? You know what is stress? Yes. On immune system. You know what is immune system? Yes. Your body's system for keeping you healthy and all the good things of your life, okay, of an individual. The immune system is weakened, and they are asking the what is the impact of stress on your immune system. Okay, all right, the immune system is weakened because of an increase in the blood pressure in the face of stress. Do you think if you got fever someday, or if you got some virus, it is because of the high blood pressure, increase in blood pressure in the face of stress? You are, because of high BP you are getting fever. Is it like that? It is never like that. Increased release of glucose from the liver during stress neutralizes the immune functioning of the WBC. This is also not the case. Increased level of ACTH in blood destroys the T cell. Okay, now here is the catch. As soon as you read this statement, option number 3, increased level of ACTH. From where does this ACTH comes? It comes from the anterior pituitary gland. And from this anterior pituitary gland, this ACTH goes where? It goes to adrenal gland directly. It is not going in your blood and to destroy the T cells. Okay. Now, the next option is the correct one. Why? You will find now. Increased level of cortisol in blood. How this cortisol is releasing? Because of this ACTH is coming to your adrenal gland and telling cortisol to release. That is how increased level of cortisol in blood destroys the T cells. So option number 4 is the correct answer over here. All right, what is the correct answer? Option number 4, increased level of cortisol are there in blood which will destroy the T cell. And now what is T cell? T cell are also called as the what? Antigen. Okay, they will fight with what? They will fight with the foreign cells. They will not make antibodies. Whose work is to make antibodies? We have discussed all this in PYQ. Now, which of the following contributes to maintaining a health risk behavior? Again, a question of common sense. Option number 1 is correct. Lack of knowledge and the health risk behavior helping the individual in avoidance of pain. Not repeat, it will not repeat. What is a health risk behavior? You are doing some behavior which is riskier for your health. Okay. And which of the following contributes to maintain a health risk behavior? The question is saying that okay, which of the following thing will you do to maintain a healthy risky behavior? Okay, first of all, what it will be? It will be lack of knowledge. You will not know, okay, what is a healthy behavior or not. And the health risk behavior helping the individual in avoidance of pain. Simply, what is a health risk behavior? Drinking alcohol, smoking, taking weed, marijuana, and all those drugs. Okay, what they do? They help the individual in avoidance of pain in their daily life. The whatever the pain is, it helps in releasing that. That is why option number one is the correct option over here. Moving forward, see, I have told you this thing and now it has come again. Which of the following describes resilience? As soon as you saw this name resilience, which name came to your mind? Emmy Werner or Emmy Werner. Okay, the Emmy Werner is the name which must come to your mind if you have watched the PYQ videos. If not, revise well. Okay, Emmy Werner. She has given this thing, you resilience, and what does it means? Individuals at risk whose performance is better than expected. This is the same phenomena that happens when someone is resilient. Okay, individuals at risk, someone who is at risk. COVID-19 came. Now this individual at risk whose performance is better than expected. So what will happen after this COVID-19 gone in 21, 22? What he came up, he bounced back. Okay, one more thing you need to remember for this is bounce back. Okay, resiliency means to bounce back from whatever you are doing. Okay, and the more advanced version of this thing is from bouncing back and getting growth is called as the PTG, called as the post traumatic growth. Okay, so resilience and PTG are same phenomena, but we can say if it is 50% then it is 100%. Okay, or if it is 100% then it is 150%. Okay, so what is going to happen? Listen it very carefully. COVID-19 happened. Okay, you lost your near ones and all those things happen. Okay, now you are at risk. You feel like okay, your life is gone and all those things, but now what you did, you cope up with all those things and you bounce back and you maintain the healthy level, whatever standard of living you were living at that time. Okay, this is called as what? This is called as the resilience. But now what happened? You bounce back, but you what you did? You did the PTG, post traumatic growth. This was a traumatic event in your life, and now what you did? Bounce back. Pretty obviously, you will bounce back, but now you are grown 10x or 100x time of your life. Okay, you are doing this thing. It will be called as the post traumatic growth. You would have found this thing in number of movies, in Indian Bollywood movies, Hollywood movies, that okay, once they are shut down or their business is shut down or they are out of their work, they lost their job, what they do, they build a complete empire. Okay, what does it empire signifies? It signifies your PTG, post traumatic growth, and it is given by whom? It is given by Tedeschi and Calhoun. Tedeschi and Calhoun, just remember these names if they ask you. So resilience, I hope you got what it is, and PTG also, I hope you got what it is. But the correct answer over here is option number one: individuals at risk whose performance is better than expected. Now, which of the following does not come under cardiovascular disease? See, you know disease. Unit number 10 is starting from here. What does cardio means? Whenever you will listen cardio in your entire life, you will remember this heart or hurt, whatever you want to call. Disease is happening in your heart. Okay, simply. Now, cardio means your heart. You would have heard cardiologist. What he does, he did, or he do what he do, simply checking your heart health of those things. Okay, you would have also found one ad of Saffola, if I can remember correctly, one ad of Saffola oil where they told you or where they tell you to do what? To take care of your heart. Why? Because it is very, very necessary. And that is how this question is coming up next. The question is asking you which of the following does not come under cardiovascular disease. It means all of these diseases are related to what? Related to your heart, cardio, but one of these is not related to your heart. Firstly, myocardial. As soon as you saw this cardial, it means it is related to your heart. Crohn's disease, you don't know. Angina pectoris, you don't know. And cardiomyopathy. As soon as you saw this cardio, it's pretty obviously it is going to be related to your heart. It means you are now 100% sure that okay, option number one is not going to be the answer, as well as option number D is not going to be the answer. Now, you need to learn over here, Crohn's disease is not a CVD, or we can say not a cardiovascular disease. You will find this PYQ repeat again. Don't worry. Crohn's disease is not a cardiovascular, but angina pectoris is. Okay. So now what you will do, you will note down under the head of CVD. Cardiovascular diseases, firstly, what it is your myocardial infarction. Second is your cardiomyopathy, and third one is your angina pectoris. Okay. All three are what? All three are your CVD, cardiovascular diseases. Okay. let's move forward to next question. See, there is nothing to explain. These are facts and these are facts. Now, see PYQ repeat. I have told you to read REM sleep very properly, and if you will not read, you have to pay. Which one of the following is not a principal characteristic of the REM sleep? What I told you in REM sleep, what will happen? You will get dreams. You will have EEG activity. Okay, told you previously also. In NREM you will not have dreams, it will be more deep sleep, but REM sleep you will have dreams, and you will have eye movements, rapid eye movements happening. EEG desynchrony, rapid irregular waves, yes, correct. Lack of muscle tonus, yes, I told you that your body might not move. Over here in the muscle tonus you will lost the sensation, not sensations, but your body will not move during REM sleep, and you will have dreams as well in your REM sleep. Now what is the only thing left? Lack of genital activity. You must need to understand this. No genital activity is taking place when you are doing REM sleep. Okay, when you are taking REM sleep, no genital activity is taking place. That is why option number 3 is the correct answer. Lack of genital activity. Okay, rest all these three things will happen. Note this down for the upcoming exams. Now see PYQ repeat. We have just solved this thing, and I have told you the mnemonic as well. Amid. Okay, attention, and that what, mimic, imitation, and desire, these things, and see how these are coming up again. Be motivated. Which of the following is not a stage? They are asking you not a stage of observational learning given by Albert Bandura. Be motivated to reproduce the behavior. Yes, it is the thing. Remember what was observed. Yes, memory. Exploring the environment. Pay attention. Yes, attention was also there, but what was not there? This was not there. Exploring the environment was not there. So pretty obviously this is going to be the correct answer. We have just solved this in PYQ, so we will not waste time on these type of questions. Okay. Now moving forward, the basic aspect of philosophy of early Buddhism falls into. Now over here, this is from your unit number 1, and I have told you no need to study unit number 1 that deep. Correct option is your theory of knowledge, society and reality. Option number 2. This question is likely 99.9% not going to come in the exam, but if it comes, the basic aspects of philosophy of early Buddhism were knowledge, society and reality. They can give you long sentences, but the theme will be knowledge, society and reality. So the correct answer is your option number 2, A, B and C only. Alright, let's move forward. Next question is C. What I told you, existentialism is associated with which of the following names? Just now you heard the explanation, and you heard Soren Kierkegaard and Friedrich Nietzsche are associated with the existentialism. See, if you were doing PYQ on your own, you would have not found this thing, but now you know Soren Kierkegaard and Friedrich Nietzsche is 100% going to be the answer. So either option number 2 is correct, or either option number 3 is correct. And this is what makes your life easy. Why? Because option number 3 is the correct answer. A, C, D only. Now you will associate one more name. What is it? This is Edmund Husserl. You will find this name coming up again. Okay. If you are watching our full course, Hindi or English, whatever it is, if you are watching full course, we have included this Edmund Husserl in that full course as well. Okay. So that is why it is important. Edmund Husserl has also talked about what? Existentialism. Vladimir is not an option. See, you can associate this with Vladimir Putin as well. Okay. If you try to think Vladimir, no, or maybe it can be some other person associated with some other theory or philosophy, but as of now, existentialism. What does existence mean? Why you are living? What is your existence? Means where you are living, why you are living, what you want in your life, and just ism is associated with that. It means okay, they will talk about this only. So Soren Kierkegaard, Friedrich Nietzsche and Edmund Husserl are the three names, prominent names associated with your existentialism. Okay, let's move forward and check another question, which is again going to be PYQ mostly. No, okay, it is a new type of question. Which of the following should be assured before going for parametric analysis of variance? See what they are telling you, parametric analysis of variance. It means ANOVA they are talking about. Okay, we have discussed about ANOVA as well. Okay, now just get some concepts clear over here. Independence of scores of the subject. We are talking about what? We are talking about the assumptions. Okay, should be assured before going for parametric. So whenever we will talk about parametric ANOVA, or whenever we will talk about ANOVA, independence of scores of the subject is a must thing. Okay, option number 1 is going to be there. Then, and there is some simple, wait, there are only two ways to solve this question, and let's try the first way, which is very more easy and suitable for you because you are studying from me. Okay, now what it is written over here, categorical dependent variable. What it is meaning? It is meaning categorical dependent variable. What does categories implies in noir? Where you will put category? Interval, ratio, ordinal or nominal? if I am saying there is category of psychology students, there is category of sociology students, there is a category of what is another one, we can say philosophy. We have three categories in our group. We have three categories with us: psychology, sociology, and philosophy. And we have data. So where you will put this data, in which of these things, where you will put that data? If I'm having some categories, don't you think it is related to your identity? These guys have identity of psychology, these guys have identity of sociology, and it is of philosophy. So you can associate this thing with this nominal scale. Okay, and now what we are talking about, what we are dealing with, we are dealing with analysis of variance, ANOVA. Is it a parametric or non-parametric? It is a parametric. It means if this data is what, this data is your nominal, then it's pretty obviously B option will not be the answer. If see, you can understand this phenomena if you have followed all the videos religiously and properly. Okay, this is the only second approach that I'm telling you. You can think like this also in the real-time examination. Okay, so as soon as you remove this B option, welcome to Psycho Professor. Okay, this is the correct answer over here. Option number 3, A, C, and D only. Okay, independence of scores of the subject should be there. Random assignment of subjects to the treatment. Okay, there should be no partiality, and homogeneity of variance of the subject score. This is very important. Make sure that you remember this thing. Homogeneity of variance. What does homo means? Homo means similar. Variance should be similar of the subject scores. Okay, so A, C, and D, and that is why how we come with the concept of this analysis of variance, and these are the assumptions of that. Make sure that you remember this thing for your upcoming exams. Okay, now let's move forward with another question. Which one of the following are true about multiple regression? See, if you have watched the previous one, okay, if you have watched the previous one, I would say you will be able to guess at least what it is going to happen over here. Okay, we have solved that paragraph one. Now multiple regression, first of all, how it is correlated? It is correlated, sorry, how, from where this topic is coming? This topic is coming from your correlation. Okay, but now what we are having, we will have more than one variable or two variable, because we are talking about the multiple regression. What does multiple means? More than one or more than two. Okay, in most of the cases more than one basically, right? So it is a linear regression. Do you think if it will not be a linear regression? Do you think? No. So option number 1A is going to be the correct option. It is a linear regression. Though it is a multiple, but still it is a what? It is a linear regression. Multiple regression, it is a linear regression. So option number A is going to be the answer. Now you are confused with B and C or D. Okay, either A and C is correct or A, B and D are correct. Okay, now see, there are more than one predictor. See, I have told you to remember this equation for your entire life. Y is equals to A plus BX. Why? Because this is the equation we are talking about right now. Okay, now see what is going to happen next. There are more than one predictor. If you can remember in the previous video where we were solving that paragraph, what I told you, a plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2 plus b3 x3. Why I was doing this? I was telling you about this thing. There are more than one predictor. These all are what? X1, x2, x3. These all are what? These all are your predictors. That is why we are using this multiple thing. Okay, and there are more than one criterion? No, criterion will be our fixed. Y is equals to this much criteria. This is our criteria. Okay, we are getting this value, so it will be fixed over here. All right, I hope you got what I am trying to say. If not, you will find more PIQs. Don't worry, read the books. It is linear regression. Option number 1 is correct. There are more than one predictor also. We have just found this thing. So option number 2 is the correct answer over here. A and C only. Okay, A and C only is the correct answer. A, B, D is not going to be the correct answer. There are more than one criterion. No, there is only single and single one criterion. We are talking about what? We are talking about multiple regression. All right, let's move ahead and solve another question on, see, this is a new type of questions you need to understand. And if I tell you, this is completely copied from your ebook, completely 100% copied from your ebook. If you will go and read, you will find the complete it will be resonating with this book. Okay, now which of the correct about multi-trait multi-method design? It is a design, multi-trait multi-method design. It is a design which is for what? Which was given by whom? Given by Campbell and Fiske or Fisk, and it investigates construct validity. A and C. Option number 2. This is a fact concept you need to understand. What is the, which of the following is correct about multi-trait multi-method design? It investigates construct validity and it is developed by Campbell and Fiske. If you will go and read a book, you will definitely find this 100%. Okay, A and C only is the correct answer over here. Let's move, and you have to remember this concept or this thing. Okay. Now moving forward to next question. See, in the context of formula for Cohen's kappa, I have told you sometimes you have to apply some common sense as well. Okay. If you don't know about Cohen's kappa, let's try to assume you are sitting in examination and you don't know about Cohen's kappa. But if it is written K is equals to FO minus FE upon N minus FC, it is simply the formula what is given over here. So what will be the correct answer? 4. A, B, C, D only is the correct answer. They will not ask you again about this thing Cohen's kappa. Pretty sure they will not ask you again. But see what is happening over here. If it is written K is equals to FO minus FE upon N minus FC, then FO will be the observed frequency. Pretty obviously it can be observed frequency. FC or FE can be expected frequency, yes, and N will be what? Overall total of data points in the frequency matrix. See, even if you don't know about this particular thing, but as soon as you saw this thing, that capital N will be what? Overall total of data input, data points in the frequency matrix. This option is absolutely correct. Then also you will be able to solve this question. Why? Because what I told you, whenever you find paragraphs in that, what is the total value we always take? We always take total value as N, capital N. And that is what same repeated over here. Okay. So what is the correct answer over here? Correct answer is your option number 4, A, B and C, D only. Just remember, mark this concept up. They will not ask you again this question, but if they ask you, you have to be well prepared. Okay, let's move forward to next question, which is our question that is going to be, see again, this is a PYQ. I am telling you this is going to be a PYQ, and you will be able to solve. Why the suspense so much? Okay, a specific brain region can be destroyed by some of the following methods. Choose the correct answer. Now, if you have watched all the PYQs, not all, if you have watched the previous 4-5 PYQ videos as well, you will be able to answer this very correctly. A specific brain region can be destroyed by some of the following methods. Whatever it is written over here, it has no relevance for you. But as soon as you saw this statement, radio frequency lesion method, you remember one PYQ. Okay, boss, I have solved this and I am not going to miss this question. Then you are left with only two options, B, C, E or A, B, C. Okay. Now you have to apply some common sense and logic right now. What is going to happen next? Okay. Now, see, with this you also get to know that okay, now C is also going to be correct. Excitotoxic. I have told you, see, if it is mentioned lesion or lesion, wherever it is written, it will always mean that okay, you are going to destroy some of the things in your brain or a specific brain region. You will be going to put a hole and do all those things, electrodes and all those things. Okay, wherever it is mentioned as lesion. So if you found this lesion thing, just get this clear that okay, something is going to be happening in your brain and electrodes will come in the picture. Now, what you need to eliminate? D is already eliminated. There is no fluoro gold method for this. And now, what does immuno means? Immuno means something with your immunity. Cyto means cell and chemical means chemicals. So it has nothing to do with A option has nothing to do with the destroying of your brain region. So what are the correct options left with you, my dear? B, C and E, and that is the correct answer absolutely. How you solve this? On the basis of what? On the basis of only and only PYQs. You know this much 100%. It is going to be correct 100% because you have done the PYQ and we have discussed in the radio frequency lesson that there will be putting something in our brain and doing all those things. Alright. So now you have left with two options. Now you know that C is going to be the correct. Why? Because in both the options C is there. So excitotoxic will be the option as well. Now you are left confused with E and A. So you can eliminate this thing and the correct answer is your experimental ablation method is also a method which is used to destroy your brain region. Experimental ablation. Ablation also means same like that destroying thing. Okay. Now let's move forward. See again it is a PYQ repeat. Okay. Not directly but indirectly. Which of the following is true about negative reinforcement? I have told you to read about this thing. Schedules of reinforcement and negative reinforcement. Schedules of reinforcement and this thing positive, negative and punishment. This is very important for your each and every exam. Now, what is true about negative reinforcement? They are asking. First of all, it strengthens our response. Yes, it is correct. If you see, I am telling you, if you read the C book, you will get the answers. Okay, there is no hidden thing over here. If you read C book, NCRT, you will get the answers. It strengthens our response. Yes. Don't go with the name negative. That is why most of you will get confused. Don't go with the name negative. Okay. So if it is a negative reinforcement, it will do what? It will strengthen the response. Positive reinforcement might be not doing, but negative reinforcement is pushed to strengthen our response. Now, it works by reducing or removing something undesirable or unpleasant. It is also correct. Fastening a seatbelt in car to turn off beeping sound is an example of negative reinforcement. It is also correct. See now this option. It weakens our response. It works by increasing desirability and pleasantness of stimulus. No. So what is the correct answer? Correct answer is only A, B and C only. That is why option number second, A, B, C only is the correct answer. See, in this particular question, they have given two types of reinforcement over here. Okay. In the first three, they are talking about what? They are talking about your negative reinforcement. And the second two, they are talking about what? Talking about positive reinforcement. See how this is happening. Fastening a seat belt in car to turn off beeping sound is an example of negative reinforcement. So why what it happened? It strengthens the response. See, you will not wear seat belt. You will not wear seat belt in daily life. Okay, it is not a response by you. But what is going? It is going to happen that you know now this turn off beeping sound. Police will come from behind. Police will come from behind if you will not keep your seat belt. It is not talking about India, about US maybe. Okay, so what it did? This turning of beeping sound, this fear is an example of negative reinforcement. So what does this fear did? It strengthens our response. Now you will put your seat belt, and how it did? It works by reducing or removing something undesirable or unpleasant. What it can be? They can stop you and do things like that. Okay, you have to put fine and all those things. Okay. So what it did? It strengthens your response. So that is why I am telling you in the next two positive reinforcement is given. It weakens our response and it works by increasing desirability and pleasantness of our stimulus. So option number second is the correct answer over here. Let's move forward and do this one. Okay, now see what I told you in the last video about constancy. That question is coming again in some other format. Okay, what they are saying, what they are saying, what they are saying. Which of the following are true about perceptual constancy? See, I will solve right now just on the basis of PYQ, and you will be also able to solve just based on the PYQ if you do proper revision. What they are saying, it applies to perception of size, okay, and color only. No, why? Because I have told you, okay, we will talk about shape as well. In the last video, I told you shape, size and color. So option number A is definitely wrong. They are asking true. So as soon as I eliminate A, now we are left with only two options, or B, C, D or D only. Now, many visual illusions may be explained. See how things get easy very much. Many, what I did? Okay, many visual illusions may be explained by various constancies. Yes, many visual illusions can be explained by size, color and shape. Constancies occur in all sensory modalities. Yes, it can occur in all sensory. This is the knowledge you get over here. Okay, it can occur in all sensory modalities. It keeps the appearance of objects whatever it is written. B, C, D, three of the statements are correct. Okay, option number second, B, C, D is the correct answer. Not only D, because you know it can occur, it can be explained by various constancies and it occur in all the sensory modalities. Okay, it can be for touch, visual, hearing, listening and all those things. That is why option number second is correct. See how this gets easy, how to mark BCD gets easy, just because you have solved the PYQ where we have discussed that okay, there are multiple types of visual constancies, sorry, perceptual constancies, and only they have given size and color, but we have discussed about shape as well. Let's move forward to next question. That is our question number 100. See, I have told you, I will tell you about theory of mind, and see, this has came up theory of mind. Okay, now I am telling you just on the basis of PYQ you will be able to solve this question. What is mean by theory of mind? Out of these five options, I have told you definitely people with autism, mainly children, okay, small children's 10 12 years age, people with autism are said to have an impaired theory of mind. They don't have a good theory of mind. I have told you this thing guaranteed 100%. Now you are sure that okay, if sir had told you this thing option number E, then there is no chance that another option can be correct. Okay, impaired theory of mind, absolutely correct, either ACE only or CE only. Now you know if E is correct, then C is also going to be correct. What is C? People's ideas about their own and other mental state. That is what I told you, how you feel about yourself and you have to take care of others as well. People's ideas about their own and other mental state, that is also correct. And people's idea about feeling, perception, see, same thing. And this is not a first term coined by Daniel Goleman. Okay, this was not by Daniel Goleman or Goleman. So this gets eliminated, B gets eliminated, D get eliminated, only left with option number C, I mean A, C and E only. Option number second is the correct answer. See how you will solve these questions in the exams as well. Okay, how you will solve just based on the PYQs. Option number second is the correct answer. You know you are following complete videos. People with autism, I have told you, will not have a good theory of mind, and see the question like this is also coming up. Let's move forward to next question and let's try to find out more PYQs. Which of the following is true about a phoneme? Now from where this phoneme is coming? Phoneme is coming from your language development. Phoneme, morpheme, syntax, I have told you all these things. It refers to the disrupted language of a patient with aphasia. Aphasia. What aphasia is? We have discussed in PYQ July 2022 or June 2022. Okay. Now, every language has its own set of phonemes. Pretty obviously, every language has its own set of phonemes. Yes, it is absolutely correct. A phenomena is a category of speech. See, they have to write a phoneme is a category of speech sound. That is correct. Okay, and it is the smallest unit of language that carries meaning. No, it is not that. It is this statement is talking about what? It is talking about morphemes. But the question is asking you about, because morpheme associate with this meaning. They are talking about phoneme. So for phoneme, only two options are correct, B and C only, and that is how we reach to our option number third as the correct answer. Okay, with this we will do our what? Every language has its own set of phonemes. See, to pronounce this one you need different set of phonemes. To pronounce this one you need different set of phonemes. Okay, to pronounce this one or this one you need different set of phonemes. To pronounce this one you need different set of phonemes. Okay, to pronounce this one you need different set of phonemes. To pronounce this one you need different set of phonemes. And to pronounce this one you need different set of phonemes. For every single word you are looking at right now, you will need what? You will need different set of phonemes. Okay, that is why we are telling you every language has its own set of phonemes. This is different sound, 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 and this is different sound. Okay, and a phoneme is a category of speech sounds. It is related to only sounds only. All right. Okay, let's move ahead and do another question. That is again CRPYQ repeat ARC, and you are moving ahead. SDT theory by Deci and Ryan, told number of times. Following basic needs to explain well-being. What is ARC? Creativity, engagement, competence, relatedness, and autonomy. What you will mark over here? You will not mark creativity, you will not mark engagement, you will mark competence, relatedness, and autonomy. C, D, and E are the correct answer right now. Okay, let's move ahead and solve another question. We will not waste time on such question. The structural components of the collective unconscious, Jung or Jung, are called by different names. What different names are there? He called this thing with the archetypes, images, and you have the dominance. Okay, archetypes, images, and dominance. Libido is talked by whom? Libido is talked by Sigmund Freud. Soon as you eliminate this thing, you got the answer. Obviously, no creative ego. A, B, and E are the correct options over here. Okay, the structural components of the collective unconscious, Jung, are called by different names: archetypes, images, and dominance as well. Okay, so what is going to be the correct answer? Option number 4, A, B, and E is going to be the correct answer over here. Let's move forward and solve another question. See, in late adult, I am telling you this question is not going to come again. Never going to come again, actually, in 1982. But if it is completely your bad luck if this gets repeated. Okay, if you want to read this in late adulthood, you can just simply Google. Actually, they will give you 5-6 stages, and you can, if you want, you can remember that. Okay, but the correct option over here is A, B, and D. Just move forward. A, B, and D only is the correct answer over here. Don't waste time on such type of questions. Retirement from job following specific stages, because in every paper you will find questions of these types which are out of the box, out of nowhere, and they have not been asked earlier. So the probability of asking that again gets very shallow. Correct answer is ABD only, and this is the correct answer. You can Google it. Please Google this and read this Google actually and all those things. You will find the answer or the complete stages, and if you want you can read all those things. But the correct answer over here is your option number 4, A, B, and D only. But it is very unlikely that it is going to repeat. See, after June 2023, you are watching till June 2024. It has not repeated yet. Okay, now, as indicated by reflexes, a newborn baby responds to touch around the area of. I am telling you, this question is directly from your C book. D and E are the answer. Period. No need to do anything apart from that. As indicated by reflexes. What are reflexes? I hope you know. A newborn baby responds to touch around the area. Wherever you will find a newborn baby, in the hospital, at your home, neighborhood, wherever, if you touch in his mouth, he will do a reflex. In his foot, he will twist or curl his foot or fingers, and in the palm as well, he will try to hold your finger or whatever it is. Okay, so this D and E is very important, and you will find this complete reference in the C book. You go and read from there. It is very important. That's why I'm telling you. Okay, very important. Option number 4 is the correct answer over here. So this is very important from your developmental perspective. Okay, and I want you to read because this is very important concept. Okay, all right, let's move forward. And with this, I would want to tell you also, you will read that visual cliff phenomena. Visual cliff, if you can remember, visual cliff. Eleanor Gibson, that experiment of depth perception, will you will also find in that book where this topic is discussed. Okay. Now, moving forward, see etiological approaches of psychopathology. What is psychopathology? Psycho means around your brain, whatever it is, and pathology means diseases and all those things. Okay. Etiological models of psychopathology includes, what does it will include? Leave this etiology model. You don't know anything about this. If you know this psycho, okay, psycho means something has to do with your brain, mind, whatever it is, okay, thinking and all those things. What is pathology? Have you ever been to pathology and pathological lab and all those things? Somewhere around diseases and all those things. Okay, so now around mind and disease, all okay. Now first option, just read this first option. The questions want you to do correctly, but it's just you that you have to be aware. Okay, nervous system going awry. Yes, nervous system. If nervous system goes awry, I hope you know the meaning of awry. Going awry, it means that there can be some diseases, some syndromes or whatever. It simply understand with pathology bad health. Okay, it might go bad health things. Okay, so option number A is going to be the correct answer 100%, because nervous system is not functioning well, going awry. Okay. Now, next is your social conflict. Do you think social conflict has anything related to your pathology, to your body? No. It has anything to do with your psycho or psychology? No. It is social conflicts. Okay, you are fighting with your neighborhood, or your neighborhood is angry with the water supply and all those things. It is a social conflict in your society. It has nothing to do with your psychopathology or your brain or your dysfunctioning of your brain and your body. Okay, what is psychopathology? It is your dysfunctioning of your brain and we can say your body. Okay, now this is not going to happen. Next is our intra-psychic conflicts. Yes, it can be intra-psychic. Where a psychic will come, obviously somewhat associated with the psycho. Okay, now A and C are both going to be correct. Either option number 1, 2, 3, 1, 3 or 4 are correct. Learning dysfunctional behavior. Okay, you are learning about this dysfunctional behavior. What is the cause behind this thing will come under the pathology. A, C, D are correct. Now, indulgence in religion. Do you think religion has anything to do with this thing? No. Simply if you just eliminate E only, you will get the answer. A, B, C or A, C, D only, you know B is never going to be the answer. A, C, D only is the correct answer. See, in the exam hall also you have to think about sometimes like this only, it will help you more. Okay, it will help you more to increase your marks. Nobody is going with studying etiological models of psychopathology in the exam hall. Very rare persons or very out of the box persons are studying, and still they will not be able to get the certificate. But you have to think like this, how you can do these type of things. Okay, now I hope you got the concept over here. There is no indulgence in religion has do with your psychopathology, or even if it has to do, but it is not under the etiological models. Now we will look what are etiological models. Okay, what is etiological models of psychopathology? Nervous system going awry, intrapsychic conflict, and the learning of the dysfunctional behavior. That is it. Let's go ahead and solve another question. See, conflicts are readily kindled and fueled by. This is a PYQ repeat. You will not know why it is a PYQ repeat, because it is talking about Muzaffar Sharif robbers cave experiment. Robbers cave experiment. Conflicts are readily kindled and fueled by. How these conflicts can be aroused in groups or whatever it can be. Okay, so competition, yes, we studied this in Muzaffar Sharif experiment that they competed those two groups and there was competition between them, so there can be conflicts. Okay, so competition will always be there, so you are left with only two options. What does coincidation and what does cooperation means? If you know this much English only, you will be able to get the correct answer. Okay, so if you are cooperating with someone, how conflict can happen between you and that particular person or that particular group? Okay, and not as that is not also about the conciliation. It is not a niptara or sort of thing. So B and C are very very vague option. If you understand English this much, I don't think you will mark this option incorrect. Why? Because cooperation will never lead to conflict, as well as conciliation will not lead to conflict, but competition will definitely. For land maybe, for sea maybe, for water maybe, for house maybe. Okay, competition for wherever it is, it will lead to conflict. Now, pretty obviously misperception. Okay, complete Indian TV cinema is surrounded by this thing, misperception. Okay, he says that to me, she says that to me, but this guy has told this to me. Misperception. What it will lead to? It will lead to conflict and social dilemmas. Pretty obviously, if you are staying in India, you know what is a social dilemma, and option number 4 is the correct answer over here. Okay, I hope you got the concept how we solve this question. We solved firstly from our Muzaffar Sharif experiment. See, competition, it is related to this Muzaffar Sharif. As soon as you mark this thing correctly, you are left with only two options, and now you have to apply your common sense. Let's move forward to next question. What is meant by bottom up processing? Okay, what is meant by bottom up processing? And I have told you earlier about this also, bottom up and top down. What is bottom up? You are reading unit 1, unit 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 10th and till 10th. Then you are doing what? You are doing mock test, and then you are doing what? You are doing PYQ. This is what? This is bottom up processing. And what we are doing? We are doing top down. We are taking the PYQs and diving deep where things are coming from there. Okay. So what is mean by bottom up processing in the psychology term? This is a layman term, but what is meant in psychological term we will find out. It always distorts our observation. Do you think this bottom up processing, we are solving this PYQ and we are studying very well, is it distorting our observation? No, no. Only B or E or only C or E. Okay. Now, sensory analysis that starts at the entry level. Yes, 100%. Entry level. Understanding of the syllabus at the entry level. It is a bottom up processing. So as soon as you mark this B option, okay, we are talking about the entry level. Okay, PYQ is what? Is the very high level. We are going from this to this, top down processing. But very basic level, what is a UGC net psychology syllabus? From the very sensory analysis, the analysis will start from the very basic level, very entry level. Option number B is correct. As soon as you mark this thing, you get the correct answer. Okay, now what it is saying, option number E, helps to detect the lines, angles and colors. Okay, we will take out this on the face value. What is mean by bottom up processing? Analysis will start at the entry level and it will help us doing this thing, detecting lines and all those things. Okay, now higher mental level process are involved. No, whenever experience, see, they are talking about this thing. I am telling you, this will repeat again. Okay, now they will ask you what is top down processing. You have to, if you are having tab, copy whatever you are noting down, note option C and option D under the heading of top down processing. Why? When our experience and expectation guide our perception. Now what we are doing, we are solving questions are based on our experiences and our expectations. Just for example, it is not like that same way, but for this particular example it is suitable. Higher level mental processes are involved. Okay, this is also involved. This is called as the top down, and B and E is called the bottom up processing. Move forward, fast forward to next question. Again see a PYQ repeat. Just need to understand Robert Sternberg proposed a triarchic theory of intelligence. I have told you about this much. We have solved in the PYQ as well, but they have asked the what are the things involved under that particular theory. And what is that? It is your creative, your analytical and practical. Creative, analytical, practical. Go to NCRT, you will find the reference. Go to C book as well, you will find the reference as well. Okay. Creative, analytical, practical. You have to remember all the things which are done by Robert Sternberg in his triarchic theory, practical, contextual, and all those intelligence types. Okay. Very highly repeated question. Option number 1 is the correct answer over here. Option number 1 is the correct answer over here given by Robert Sternberg. Okay. He has also given investment theory of creativity, and he has also given what? He has also given that thing. What? Theory of love. Okay, IPC, intimacy, passionate, compassionate love. Okay, I will write here as well for those PDF. IPC, intimacy, passionate and compassionate love. Given by whom? Given by Robert Sternberg. All right, let's move ahead to the last question or the day. Now, which of the following is are related to developmental screening test? You know what is a test? Okay, psychological test they are talking about. Screening, if you have given anywhere any screening test, it's fine. If not, it's completely fine. Developmental. What does developmental mean? It means that okay, it has something to do with your development, body, and something like that. Okay, we can just assume as of now because we are sitting in the exam hall. And for this, you just get to know this. GISL developmental schedule is a developmental screening test, as well as your Denver developmental screening test. These two are the options. See, why this is not the answer? Holland and Brunner. Brunner has given this cognitive theory of development. Brunner has not developed this thing, developmental screening test. So D gets eliminated. And Holland has given hexagonal model. Hexagonal model you will find in the ebook. Don't worry. Everything is mentioned over there. C and D are not the correct option as of now. So option number 3 is the correct answer. Option number 3 is the correct answer. Okay. If you have studied about hexagonal model by Holland, then you will never mark this thing. C will never be the answer. So you will be confused between B and D and A and B. Then you can also mark A and B as the answer over there. But don't worry, the likelihood of repeating this is very shallow, very less. So don't worry about this thing. The correct answer is your option number first, A and B. These are what? These are developmental screening tests. A and B only is the correct answer. Okay, so with this, we are finished with our June 2023 part number second. See you all in part number three. That is going to be the last part. As you can see, how the parts are getting very narrow and shallow. Why? Because we have done all the hard work in the post PY, pre PYQ videos. We have completely understand what the things are happening and how things are happening. And most of you will find that majorly the PYQs are heavily getting repeated, but it's just that you have to apply some concept knowledge in the PYQ videos as well. Okay, so see you all in the next part. That is going to be part number three. You have watched 30 questions in the first part, 30 questions. Now we are 110. In the next part, we will complete the rest of the 40 questions and then we will move forward to our December 2023 where you will find more PYQs rolling in